So thank you. I think that's what we call a mic drop. My name is Tristram. I'm a scientist and my partner is not. He's an artist and I'm not. And I'm a climate activist and he's not. He is tall and handsome and so am I. So let's have it up for the scientists. It's not all about artists. We are in a mixed marriage though. He waited until we were married to come out as a petrolhead car enthusiast. And he drives a 3-litre, 400 brake horsepower, sleek black BMW with a sexy growl in its exhaust. And it's wonderful. But it does make it awkward when he takes me to Just Stop Oil meetings. And we have to stop 2 blocks away and I have to put on the dark glasses. So it's not without its troubles. But back to the science. I'm an ecologist with a special interest in animal behaviour, specifically pheromones. And you'll know that those are the sexy smells that animals use to communicate with each other. So you could say I study armpits and much worse all across the animal kingdom. Now, I've written a prize-winning book all about pheromones and animal behaviour, and professionally, it's the thing that's given me the greatest pleasure of all. A few years back, I was thinking it was time to create the next edition, the 3rd edition, and I came across a problem, which is, as I started to do the updates, I realised that most of the fabulous animals in the book would be dead in the lifetime of my student readers. And chapter 4 is mostly about coral reefs, and they're about to disappear. Chapter 5 was big on frogs. They're disappearing fast. The bad news is that we might end up only with bedbugs and cockroaches. The only good news is they have fabulous pheromones. But what I was thinking was, by 2040, the book would be just basically half the length. And being an ecologist at the moment is a bit like writing obituaries the whole time to try and keep up with the disappearing animals as fast as they go. So I felt I ought to do something to try to stop the habitat loss and the climate change. So I became an activist and I joined Scientists for Extinction Rebellion. And we wear lab coats like this. Many of us don't work in the lab if we're field ecologists, so we actually have to go and get these. But we feel happy in them now, and it's our uniform. Before long, I found myself protesting in front of Rupert Murdoch's London headquarters. The Sun newspaper has its home there. Now, I know in Liverpool, you don't read the Sun, you have far better taste. Standing outside Rupert Murdoch Towers was a salutary experience. What we do know is that the billionaire-owned right-wing tabloids take every opportunity to delegitimize climate activists. If we're not eco-zealots, we're eco-yobs. They try to shoot the messenger every time. So I'm standing outside Rupert Murdoch Towers with my placard saying very nicely and quietly, like the man I am, David Attenborough thinks the world should live. And I was thinking about the tabloid editors in the tower, and I was realising that I'm almost a tabloid editor's wet dream. And that's not a nice thought. I'm almost a walking caricature of an activist scientist. I'm white, I'm middle class, and my name is Tristram. So they would mock my difficult, hard life going from a student at Cambridge to becoming a professor at the University of Oxford. They would, if they were thinking about my ecology, they would think that my natural habitat must be Waitrose, a shop so posh that King Charles sells his biscuits there. I'm not as posh as Charles, but I am part of the 1%. And there was a time when my partner and I had homes in both London and Oxford. And I'll never forget the evening when we were in a London Waitrose. And across the crowded store, he shouted, "Tristram, do we have toasted sesame oil in our Oxford home?" And 3 Tristrams turned around. But there's no point in having all this privilege if you can't put it to good use. So I've joined the scientists. We've even written a book about our stories, about how each of us came to become activists, gluing ourselves to things and all sorts of other exciting activities, along with our science. So do join us. Going back to my husband, he assures me that the gas-guzzling, sleek, black, sexy, growly BMW is greener than the car he had before in carbon dioxide emissions. Really? Really? It's very hard being in a mixed marriage. Thank you very much.